in the heart of an Igbo village called Umuwagu, nestled among rolling hills and ancient forests. There lived a drum. But this was no ordinary drum. It was Ikalo, the talking drum older than any living elder. Its voice was the soul of the village. It carried messages across farmlands and winding streams, calling the people to council meetings, warning of impending danger, and singing praises for the brave deeds of its sons and daughters. When Ikalo spoke, everyone in Umuwagu listened. The magnificent drum hung in the ubi, the central meeting house in the village square. It was always draped in sacred cloth, a sign of its deep spiritual importance. Only one man was permitted to touch it. The chosen drummer. This sacred duty was a lineage passed down from father to son through generations. Okori had learned the complex rhythms, the secret language of the drum, from his father, who had learned them from his father before him. Each beat was a word, each rhythm a sentence, weaving the story of their people. One fateful morning, as the rising sun painted the sky in shades of fiery red and gentle orange, Okor walked to the Obi to announce a council meeting. He picked up his sticks, his heart steady with purpose, and struck the drum's surface. Silence. A strange, hollow thud, but not the booming voice he expected. He tried again, striking with more force. Still, nothing. The powerful, resonant sound that should have echoed through the valley was gone. A deep, unnerving hush fell over the village square. It was as if the world itself was holding its breath. Women who were sweeping their compounds stopped, their brooms frozen in midair. Children, whose laughter usually filled the morning air, paused their games, their eyes wide with confusion. The elders, who were gathered in small groups, exchanged worried, knowing glances. Elder Nana, his face etched with the wisdom of many seasons, murmured to the man beside him, his voice heavy with foreboding, "A silent Ikalo is a terrible omen. The spirit of the drum has turned its face away from us." The silence of the drum seemed to cast a dark shadow over Imet. In the days that followed, the harmony of the village began to unravel. Trouble brewed like a gathering storm. Two prominent families, once close friends, began a bitter quarrel over a piece of farmland, their angry words echoing where the drum's voice should have been. The village hunters, renowned for their skill, returned day after day with empty hands and heavy hearts. The forest suddenly unwilling to yield its bounty. The once bustling market, a place of vibrant chatter and friendly bartering, felt cold and divided. A cloud of mistrust hung in the air. Without the unifying voice of Ikilo, the people of Umuwagu felt adrift, like a ship without a rudder, lost in a sea of discord. The rhythm of their shared life was broken. Seeing their community crumble, the elders knew they had to act. They gathered under the sprawling branches of the ancient aqua tree, its leaves whispering secrets of generations past. The air was thick with tension. Finally, Elder Nana, his voice slow and deliberate, broke the silence. "We must look within," he said, his gaze sweeping over the faces of his peers. "We must ask ourselves, what wrong have we done to anger the spirits and silence our drums? A heavy silence followed his words. Each elder searched his own heart, pondering the disharmony that had crept into their lives. Then, from the edge of the circle, a small, clear voice spoke up, cutting through the quiet. It was Kiamaka, a young girl known for her quiet observation and wisdom beyond her years. She often sat at the fringe of these meetings, listening intently. "The drum speaks truth," she said, her voice steady and sure, capturing everyone's attention. The elders turned to look at her, surprised by her boldness. But Kiamaka continued, stepping forward slightly. "We have stopped listening to one another." Her simple words carried profound weight. "Our hearts are beating to different rhythms now. They are beating apart. How can the drum speak for us, as one voice, if we do not live as one people?" Her innocent, yet powerful, insight sank deep into the hearts of the elders. It was the truth they had been avoiding, a truth spoken with the clarity only a child could possess. The problem wasn't with the drum, it was with the people. Moved by Kiamaka's wisdom, the elders called for a village-wide gathering. This time, it wasn't a meeting for judgment, but for healing. Beneath the setting sun, one by one, the people of Amuwagu stood and spoke their truths. They spoke of the secret jealousies they had harbored, the promises they had broken, the pride that had built walls between neighbors, and the anger that had festered in the quiet corners of their hearts. As the confessions flowed, so did the healing. Sincere apologies were offered and accepted. Hands that had been clenched in anger were now shaken in forgiveness. Tears of regret turned into tears of relief. The heavy weight that had burdened the village began to lift. As twilight settled, casting a soft purple glow over the land, Okori felt a pull toward the Obi. He walked back to the silent drum. With a renewed sense of hope, he cleansed his hands in cool water, whispered prayers to the ancestors, and picked up his sticks. He took a deep breath and struck Aikalo once more. Boom, boom. The sound was magnificent. It rolled like gentle thunder through the village, a deep, resonant, and powerful voice that had been gone for too long. It wasn't just a sound, it was a heartbeat. The people gasped in collective relief. Laughter broke out. Tears of joy streamed down weathered cheeks. Aikalo was speaking again. It wasn't because of a magical repair or a secret ritual. The drum found its voice because the village had healed its heart. The people of Amuwagu had found their unity once more. And from that day forward, the people of Amuwagu never forgot the lesson they learned. They remembered that when unity is broken, even the most sacred things can fall silent. But when hearts come together, when forgiveness replaces pride, and when a community learns to listen to itself, even the silent can find their voice again. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales that teach and inspire. Until next time, stay united and keep listening.